college property, no, not my personal. Shuru karo? Okay. So this is the maternal pelvis, and maternal pelvis is gynecoid. Okay. Uh, the true pelvis has got three parts. That is pelvic inlet, also called as pelvic brim, pelvic cavity, and pelvic outlet. Okay. So maternal pelvis is formed by three bones, that is iliac bone, sacrum, and coccyx. In this pelvis, coccyx is not there. Huh? This is the coccyx here down. It is formed anteriorly by the symphysis pubis, posteriorly by the sacrum and coccyx, and laterally by the two iliac bones. Okay. Then there are four joints are present. This is one symphysis pubis, then two sacroiliac joint, that is sacrum, which means the ilium, and one sacrococcygeal joint. Okay, sacrum means the coccyx. Then there are five ligaments are there. One is interpubic ligament between the two pubic bone. Then sacroiliac ligament between the sacrum and the ilium. Sacrococcygeal ligament from the sacrum to the coccyx. Then sacrospinous ligament between two spinous processes, ischial spine, and sacrotuberous ligament between the two ischial tuberosity. These are the five ligaments. Okay. Then this is the pelvic brim. So this pelvic brim has 9 landmarks. Okay. 1 symphysis pubis, 2 pubic crest, 3 pubic tubercle, 4 pectineal line, 5 iliopectineal eminence, 6 iliopectineal line, 7 sacroiliac joint, 8 sacral ala, and 9 sacral promontory. These are 9 landmarks of pelvic brim. Okay. Okay. Now the diameters. Okay. So that diameters are divided into 3 different parts. Like there are diameters of pelvic inlet, diameters of pelvic cavity, and diameters of pelvic outlet. Okay. So now I am telling diameters of pelvic inlet. Okay. There are 3 diameters in pelvic inlet, that is anterior-posterior diameters, oblique diameters, and transverse diameter. In anterior-posterior diameter, there are still further divided into 3. Okay, that is anatomical conjugate, obstetrical conjugate, and diagonal conjugate. Anatomical conjugate is from the midpoint of the sacral promontory to the superior border of the symphysis pubis, and it is 11 centimeter. Second is obstetrical conjugate from the midpoint of the sacral promontory to the middle of the symphysis pubis, and it is 10 centimeter. And last is diagonal conjugate. It is from the midpoint of the sacral promontory to the inferior border of the symphysis pubis, and it is 12 centimeter. Okay. Anatomical conjugate 11 centimeter. Then obstetrical conjugate 10 centimeter, and diagonal conjugate 11 centimeter. Okay.
Diagonal conjugate 1.25 centimeter or more than obstetrical conjugate is a good medium. डायगोनल कॉन्जुगेट है ना, वो 1.25 सेंटीमीटर और मोर देन ऑब्स्टेट्रिकल कॉन्जुगेट ऐसा बुक
Diagonal conjugate 1.2 centimeter
25 सेंटीमीटर और मोर देन ऑब्स्टेट्रिकल कॉन्जुगेट है ऐसा बुक
बाद में देखते हैं, टेक्स्ट में देखते हैं. Okay. Then in this second diameter is oblique diameter. Oblique diameter is right oblique and left oblique diameter. Right oblique diameter is from right sacroiliac joint to the left iliopectineal eminence, and left oblique diameter is from left sacroiliac joint to the right iliopectineal eminence. Both are 12 centimeter. Okay. Then third one is transverse diameter. It is farthest point between the two iliopectineal line. Iliopectineal line. It is 13 centimeter. These are the anterior posterior, oblique and transverse diameter. These are the diameters of pelvic brim or pelvic inlet. Now the diameters of pelvic cavity. Okay. In pelvic cavity there is only anterior posterior diameter, that is from the second or third sacral vertebra to the midpoint of the symphysis pubis. Second or third sacral vertebra to the midpoint of the symphysis pubis, that is 12 centimeter. Transverse and oblique diameters are not properly we can show. Why? Because of the structures which are coming in the middle. So overall pelvic cavity diameter is 12 centimeter. Okay, only one diameter we can show, anterior posterior in pelvic cavity. Then this is pelvic outlet diameter. So in pelvic outlet there is obstetrical conjugate and anatomical conjugate. In obstetrical conjugate there is anterior posterior diameter and transverse diameter. In anterior posterior diameter from the tip of the sacrum, okay, to the lowest border of the symphysis pubis. This is anterior posterior diameter, that is from the tip of the sacrum to the lowest point of the symphysis pubis, that is 11 centimeter. Okay, and the transverse diameter is between the two ischial spine, and that is 10.5 centimeter. Okay. This is the obstetrical conjugate in pelvic outlet. Now second is anatomical conjugate. In anatomical conjugate, anterior posterior is tip of the coccyx. Here coccyx is not there. The tip of the coccyx to the lower border of the symphysis pubis, that is 13 centimeter. And transverse diameter is between the two ischial tuberosity. Okay, that is 11 centimeter. So these are the pelvic outlet diameters. Okay, so this much we studied. It is formed by 3 bones, and we studied the joints, we studied the ligaments, we studied the landmarks of the pelvic brim, and we studied the diameters of inlet, cavity and outlet. Okay, now the bones. Okay, the iliac bone. So iliac bone is formed by the 3 fused bones: ilium, ischium and pubic bone. Okay. So superior border of the iliac bone is iliac crest. It ends at anterior superior iliac spine, anterior inferior iliac spine, posterior superior iliac spine, posterior inferior iliac spine. Then there is a roughened area, posteriorly roughened part. This is iliac tuberosity. Okay. Then there is a notch which is called greater sciatic notch, from where the sciatic nerve passes through. Okay. Then anteriorly there is a depressed part is called as iliac fossa. Okay. Okay. Then about the ischium. Okay. Ischium, this is the ischial roughened part is called as a ischial tuberosity, and it is an anterior ramus. Okay. Together anterior ramus and pubic bone forms the hole which is called as a obturator foramina, from where the blood vessels and nerves leaves. Okay. Then this is the pubic bone. Okay. So this is the superior ramus, this is the inferior ramus, and this is the body of the pubic bone. Okay. And then this is two pubic bone forms the symphysis pubis. Then this is the pubic crest, pubic tubercle, iliopectineal line, iliopectineal eminence. Okay. Then pectineal line, iliopectineal eminence and iliopectineal line. Okay. Okay. So all these 3 bones together forms a socket-like structure called acetabulum, where the head of the femur sits here. Okay. Then next bone is ischium. Sorry, not ischium. Sacrum. So this is the sacrum, triangular shaped bone formed by a 5 fused vertebrae. Okay. Okay. Anteriorly it is smooth, and posteriorly it is rough. Okay. So anteriorly the projected part is called sacral promontory. Then the laterally these 2 are called sacral ala. Okay. Then each vertebrae fuses and forms the lateral lines which ends with the foramina, anterior foramina, which continues with the posterior foramina, where the blood vessels and nerves leaves. Okay. This is called sacral crest, which is formed by the fused spinous processes. Okay. Then coccyx. You can, here it is not there. Coccyx also is formed by 4 fused vertebrae. It is triangular in shape. The top, it is broad part is base and the pointed part is apex. Okay, that is about coccyx. Clear? Easy part.